Hey, good morning. It is Saturday, June 25th. It's about 5:30 in the morning. I wanted to get out for the lighting conditions. It's going to get hot today too, but right now it's only about 53 degrees. So here's our dahlia in the back here. Still growing strong. The stem looks nice and good. These lilies here are starting to get buds on them. We only have the one blossom on the mini iris. Purple dragon. Looking fantastic. And as you can see, our stargazer lily has lots of buds on there. These do develop slowly, so it's probably going to be a couple of weeks before we see anything out of that. The Campobella is starting to get taller. And back here, we got some fuzzies starting. Moving on over here, so here's the large Hosta. And it is starting to get shoots on it with the buds for the flowers. This hydrangea is filling in nicely. I was just looking yesterday evening. I haven't seen any flower buds on that one. However, on this one, not only do we have lots of flower buds starting, but some of them, this back one back there, are already starting to open a little bit. Some of the petals are releasing. And this house to here has shoots coming up too, getting ready to flower. But look at over here. The deer came this close to the house and we're chewing away at these leaves. They seem to have discovered it this year. Can't believe we got to mow the lawn again. Over to this side, we have Sweet William. Look at it. It is so happy here. It's filling in so full. And this hosta here has a nice stalk on it. So those ones in the back by the rock, in real life they're a much darker, richer rose red. Looks like on the camera they're showing up as like a bright, almost fire engine red. And the ones in the front here are purple. A nice middle purple. And on camera, anyways, I'm looking, they look pink. Liatris, look at this. We're getting a little fuzzy heads on there. Those are getting ready to flower. Now that's interesting. That hosta back there, the deer could have come around from the back and chewed on that, but they didn't. They would have a much more private snack to themselves. Garden's doing good. The cabbages are getting real big when we had gotten them last year. This is this recycled lettuce, the lettuce that seeded itself and that we transplanted, and it's doing well. Yeah, I'm starting to see some munchies on the cabbage. But it's looking good. There's a flower back there on that pepper. And that one there, there's a little bud starting. Oh, and back here are potatoes. Doing really nice. What else of interest? This is the patch, the big patch of wild daisies that I let go and kind of mowed around just so they can come in nice and bright. All the way across the yard. It's just like free flowers. I have Liatris over here. Get ready to bloom. The peach tree does have peaches on it. It's hard filming into the sky, but there's one. There's actually a bunch up in there. And I noticed this morning walking up that even the mulberry has little mulberries starting on it, and they're actually getting a little bit of color. And there look to be quite a few in there, which is great. More of the wild area. Black-eyed Susans are starting to open. More daisies mixed in. We'll swing back around. This garden area here, this one is later than the other bed. So she was just showing me the radishes that we have down here starting. All right, over here, this in the front, I'm gonna crouch down on my knees so you can get an idea. This is all bee balm in the front here. It's way above that bird bath. The only thing taller than the bee balm is that giant lily in the back. And we're still looking every day waiting for the bee balm to start flowering. I think the hummingbirds are waiting around too. But it's all wisteria and they're growing well. You see all the stalks starting on these various lilies back here. And both peonies did open. This one in the front is actually already starting to play out. It was just about, full last weekend into early this week. This is the main reason why I wanted to come out at this hour before the sun came out and started giving so much color into that flower, because it literally, it like blinds the color element on the camera, and it looks like a fake color blob thrown on there. We even tried doing some filters and stuff. It's just that powerful. All right, sunflowers. So we do see some crowding, right? It's always the ones that are doing healthy that you get a bunch of them together that you got to thin out, and then you got areas where you don't have anything. These over here are Mexican sunflowers. And Dee had planted the front row with those because they don't get as tall. So the thought being that the taller stuff is in the back where, everybody gets the same amount of sun. Some more daisies and black-eyed Susans. This bed here is the one that is doing the best. These guys are getting nice and tall. And then the ones inside here in the back. So it's like the corners, especially back here, I didn't till that at all. That was actually we just ripped the grass up off the top. The rest was all the soil that we mixed in with the donkey manure and stuff. And they seem to like it either a little rougher, or maybe because it's closer to the water, they get a little extra dew for moisture. Now we'll get down to the wild garden here. But daisies everywhere. And the clover. So you could just look out the window. We have butterflies all the time and moths, and everybody's just hanging out enjoying it. So we have more of the Sweet William back here. Unfortunately, a lot of the irises already played out back there. But we have some more. I can't believe how bright that is. And this is a wild something. It kind of looks like that purple dragon. It's got like a cluster that's up above, but that's not it. The leaves are totally different. Have some more Sweet William over here and in the back, and that is not Campobella. Next to the Sweet William here. We had that when we moved up here, and we hadn't seen it for a couple of years. We tried transplanting it, but it's actually wild. And I can't remember what it is. I'll have to ask the boss when she gets up. Oh, yeah, more Sweet William back here. So if we have time this weekend and we can bear being out in the scorching heat, we're going to try to thin this out and clean that up a bit. More daisies. And look at this. This is the mountain laurel. And this is a carousel mountain laurel. I'm going to try to let it focus, but I'm also trying to keep the color, with the light behind me. So isn't that gorgeous? So it wasn't quite stripes, it wasn't quite dots in there, but you see it's kind of got the variegated on the inside and on the back of the petals. So yeah, that's called the carousel variety. It's overgrown, but I honestly think that because this, grows a lot in the wild, I also think that by being overgrown, the other plants trap a lot of moisture in the area and just keep it overall cooler. Hosta. This is the one that the deer absolutely devastated. Look at, they had daisies around, they had clover, they had really good quality grass, because there's hay grass and stuff down the trail down there. But they just wander up. There's even wild raspberry and stuff around, but nope, they wanted the hosta. So yeah, they pretty much mauled that. But if you was looking last night, there are actually some flower stems despite all that. There's one back here, and there's one in here. So it's still going to flower a little bit. It's going to look very sad, but this one too. They seem to like the green more than the variegated for some reason. So, yeah, they chewed into that pretty good. But we have a lot of stalks starting back here, getting ready. So excited for that. This one, they could have just come around a little bit and didn't bother. But yeah, look at this one too. Already starting to get some color on them. Some of these will be open before the end of the weekend. I hope you guys can hear all the birds in the background. It's another reason why I love this time of day. Donkeys are fed. So no movement yet really on this hydrangea. It's growing more leaves and more growth overall. Yeah, it's filled in quite a bit, but we haven't seen any flower heads starting on that yet. Back over here, that's all that bee balm is. Still looking like folded leaves at the top, so trying to look down and see if any openings, but nothing yet. Hosta back here, I don't see any shoots yet for flowers. We have more of the Sweet William back here. Blurring out, but let's see if I'll autofocus in there a little bit. So you can see they're really pretty little flowers in there, and there's so many of them. Some more of the purple dragon here is blooming, as well as these little lilies. Yeah, this Elaeatrus is doing great. We're just looking over here. We had one rose that was on here yesterday. It was almost done, but we have some heads up here that are starting, and then over here. If you look in this bed that Dee did, you see all these little dark spots. That's all the chipmunks digging around, trying to decide if they like sharing that with us or not. All right, and back here. Get you a faraway shot first. So you got the impatiens, but then you got the purple dragon here, which is all blooming now. The hosta in here framed nicely, and I do see one shoot here. Get ready. And more of the purple dragon here, and impatiens. More hosta here. And the elephant ear hosta. And the chickens and the birdies in the back. The thing I don't like about this time of day is the mosquitoes. Even with a hoodie on, they're just going inside the hoodie and grabbing me. Or the elephant ear hosta. And this nasturtium, you can see the leaves are getting big, the stalks are getting longer, and I'm not sure I can see on these, but we did look last night on the one over here. This small hosta here, it's got a bunch of stalks on it, getting ready to flower. This one over here, between and there, that's where the flowers are going to be. So you're doing good. Doing really good. And we'll just finish around over here with the lion. So again, the Hosta is doing nice. This Vinca vine is all the way down here. Up there. And again, that nasturtium looking nice and strong. And looking in there, I think I see a couple beginning buds of what should be flowers coming. And these lilies still getting ready to bud out, and I don't see any stalks on this hosta yet. But that's about it. I don't even have my little buddy with me. He's inside taking a post-breakfast nap. So anyway, just wanted to give you an update before it got hot and before the sun basically blurred out those flowers. So I hope you enjoy the weekend, and I hope you can stay cool. So I realized after a while that I had forgotten a big part of the tour for the yard here. So I came back out. I'm just going to add this onto the back of the video. I just wanted to show back here on the porch. Look at, we got the other peony. That one's blooming nice as well. Unfortunately, it's so heavy it already broke the stem. So we propped it up temporarily last night, but we're going to cut that and bring it inside to enjoy. But the foamy bells are getting their little tops on them there. But of course, the clematis is the big winner here. Just so full everywhere, all around. Even this one here, as thin as it is, look at all the flowers going. And we've actually already lost some flowers, flowered out, and there's still a bunch of new ones starting. But that was it back here. I just wanted to make sure that we included that. So, again, have a great weekend.